Hey everybody, welcome to Color Conversations with Crawford Street. I'm Tanner and I'm glad you're here. We are a design firm in Marietta, Georgia. We do a lot of different kinds of projects, everything from exterior colors with communities to whole house remodels and everything in between. And so we get to experience a lot with color. We love seeing what colors do to a space. And not only that, like how they interact with each other, and what that makes it do and what light then does to the color family itself. And so it's a really fun adventure. And we find that what we consider exciting and fun and so neat, other people can find overwhelming. So we have brought our colors, our favorite colors to you, and colors that we use a lot, colors that are popular, in the hopes of making your own color adventures less overwhelming and more exciting. And just to kind of be a friend through that process for you. So right now we are in our winter collection, and today's color is a very cool, it's neat because we just came off of 3 days of snow here, which is pretty unusual. And so for the last several days, I have just admired how beautiful everything is with just a layer of ice over it. It's so nice. And it's like the colors are all more muted because of that just layer of something that's just like glistening. It's like, what's there and what's behind it. It's almost like frosted glass, you know it's behind it, but there's this layer of something over it that just kind of shields you from seeing everything that it's about. It's almost like just this shroud. There's just mysteriousness about it. It's very cool. But not only that, like even things that you wouldn't consider pretty are beautiful with a layer of ice. The rooftop, you're like, look at that glistening, beautiful rooftop. Dead grass is just all of a sudden, I was taking pictures of like, look how pretty dead grass and trees with absolutely no leaves are with ice on them, right? So in saying that, it made me very excited once I could get out of my driveway and drive on the roads. It made me very excited to come here and talk to you guys about this next color. It is Sherwin-Williams number 9165 Gossamer Veil. It's beautiful. It is so delicate in color. It's gray, but it is not a cool gray. It's not industrial and it's not harsh in any way, but it's not grayish. It's not warm, and it's not gonna, tie into too much gold or honey pine or anything like that if you're worried about it. It's a nice neutral light gray. Its LRV is 62, so you're just barely getting into color. You're still in the white lights kind of family, but it is enough to just add something. It's almost as if you're like, is that white with a layer of something over that, or is that gray with a layer of white over it? It's just almost like this like this mysterious veil over this color, like you can't quite pinpoint it. And that's why it's so great for certain projects. Like if you have a harsher gray element and you just are like, I don't want to pick up on that gray, but I know that I need to tie into that gray. This is a great way to just subtly pull in color, just just delicately say, I'm not white, but it's also subtle enough that it's not going to be this huge contrast. So this could be wall color, this could be trim color, white could be trim color, and it's enough to look intentional, and it's enough gray to start to dip into gray or color, but it is so still subtle enough, delicate enough that you could use this on trim and white could be your main color, or vice versa. You could really flip it around because they play so well together. They're just like a partner. But So like I said, so if you are trying to find a color that just hints at gray and you're like, I don't want it to be gray, I don't want it to be white, I need it to just hint at something, Gossamer Veil is just just such an elegant, pretty way to do that. It picks up on natural light well, and like I said, it's a great stepping stone color if, like, say you have white cabinets in your kitchen, or you do have white walls, or your exterior is white or whatever, but you do want to bring in this color in your front door, or you want to bring in color on an accent wall, or in a piece of art, or your furniture, whatever. You know, having this delicate color in the color family makes the jump from white to color not as harsh, right? So I keep using descriptive words that are like so nice and gentle and, you know, delicate and subtle and soft. So that should give you, you know, a pretty good indication of the vibe that this color is going to give. It's not a strong color at all. It's not bold. It is so elegantly there. Like, it doesn't demand attention, and it's not white enough, like I said, to be different than white, but it's close enough to let another color be really the standout color. Like I said, the Gossamer Veil is a great stepping stone into color. And so reasons that this might work great in your project, why it has worked great in some of ours, is not only being that stepping stone into color that we didn't want so harsh, like white to green or white to, you know, darker gray. It's nice. It's also nice if you have countertops that already have kind of some cloudiness or some gray. It's a great way to tie those in. And it's also, like, say that you have white and you have a lot of white and it's feeling very white to you, and you want to kind of tone down that white. This is very good for doing that, because it is delicate. It's like, it's like a really good, just calming vibe. You know what I mean? Like, it just is gonna soothe everything and just make everything play nicely together, like a really good Mary Poppins. You know what I mean? Like, she's just gonna come in and know how to handle everybody and make sure that everyone's playing along together nicely. That's what this color is gonna do. It is, like I said, it's got enough coolness, it's got enough warmth, it's got that great balance to where it'll kind of go with everything, but it's also layered, you know, shrouded enough that it is not going to take over. It can really be just added into an existing color palette so very easily. So if you have a lot of white and you're really trying to calm the harshness of that down, you're really just trying to bring in a more soft, serene, delicate color that is not going to be color, you know, it's not going to add anything else to your palette. This is a great way to do that. And another reason why this might work for you in your project is kind of on the flip side. Not if you are focusing on white, but if you have a building component that's not white, you know? So a lot of times we tell clients, like, there's so many subway tiles out there. And even white subway tile is great. But in saying that, we always say, why don't you try and find something that has a little bit of color variation to it? Just a little bit. So for example, this is just white. This is a white subway tile. You can see. Now, this is one that I know you guys are not going to be able to see it in the video, but I'm just using it for reference. You can trust me on it. It's got a lot of, like, if you look close, it's like speckled. You know what I mean? It's almost like sandy. But if you just saw it by itself, you'd think it was white, right? But when you hold it next to white, you see that it's got a delicate bit of color. And And this is very easily done in stone and stone-inspired products like ceramic and porcelain tiles and countertops. And that's why I say, so if you have this element in your room that is like, you're like, we didn't want to go for all white. In fact, it's got a little bit of cloudiness or a little bit of graininess in it, then this color will tie in with something like that so well. You know, when you just have something and you're like, well, Tanner, we didn't do white. It was a little not white. Well, good. This is the best kind of not white, you know, that you can add in. It's just a really nice, like I said, it's like that layer of ice or that layer of frosted glass over a neutral gray, right? And whereas gray is a natural muter of everything else around it, you know, and it kind of calms things down and balances out, you know, bold or contrast. It does a great job of softening harshness in whatever way in a project. So it's got enough of those qualities of gray, but it is got a layer of make me a little more invisible, you know what I mean, than gray. And so that's what we love about this color, Gossamer Veil. And if you were here looking specifically for this color, I hope that this helped you go, yep, that's what I was going for. Something serene and delicate. And like I said, if your project had too much white and you're trying to get away from that, or if it has not white and you're trying to really pair with that, this is a great color for that. And like I said, it's got a neutral balance. So if you have cool tones, blues and things like that, or if you have warm tones, it's you know, if you have a real rich wood, it's gonna go great with pretty much everything. It's a great player in a color palette. So if you need help further than this, discussing your color palette or discussing where you would put this in your project, then just reach out to us. Our information is in the description. And if you haven't and you're not a subscriber already, then we would love to be your color designer friends. So subscribe and we'll see you guys next time, okay? Bye.